students, as you know that we are continue with our revision work as we are near to our September examinations. So students, last week we have revised our chapter number 3, and the name of the chapter number 3 is water resources. This chapter we have revised last week. Okay, we have discussed the map skill related to major dams and rivers. Okay, and today in this video we are going to revise our chapter number 4. Okay, so let me tell you students, we will revise this chapter with the help of 2 videos. One video I am going to give you today only, and my second video related to the same chapter that will be delivered tomorrow. So pay attention everybody. What is the name of our chapter? Agriculture. As you all know about agriculture. Okay students, so let me start. So types of farming. Okay students, we have 3 types of farming. Number 1, primitive subsistence farming. Number 2, intensive subsistence farming. And number 3, commercial farming. So in primitive subsistence farming, as we have discussed, that this type of farming is still practiced in few pockets of India. Primitive subsistence agriculture is practiced on small patches of land with the help of primitive tools like hoe, doy and digging sticks. Okay, it means in this type of agriculture, farmers use their very old and primitive type of tools. This type of farming depends upon monsoon, natural fertility of the soil and suitability of other environmental conditions to the crops grown. Okay students, this type of farming depends upon, for the rainfall, for irrigation the farmers depend upon monsoon. Okay, and they don't have very high profile, very good type of pesticides. Pesticides and chemicals, they depend on the natural fertility of the soil only. Okay, and this agriculture is known as slash and burn agriculture. In this agriculture, farmers clear a patch of land. Okay, they would like to cut down the trees and they clear a patch of land and produce cereals and other food crops to sustain their family. Okay, and students, when the fertility of soil fertility decreases on a particular place, the farmer shift and clear a fresh patch of land for cultivation. Okay, if the farmer feels that the fertility of this land is going to decrease, at that time farmer would like to leave that land free, and farmer choose one another land. Okay, so this agriculture is known as slash and burn agriculture. Okay students, and this agriculture is also known as zooming. Okay, with this primitive subsistence farming, this type of agriculture has very different names in different areas, as we have discussed when we were doing this chapter. So these are the names. Okay, what are the names of this agriculture in different areas? So read and learn all these names. Number 2, we have intensive subsistence farming. This type of farming is practiced in areas of high population pressure or on land. Okay students, I am repeating, this type of farming is practiced in areas of high population pressure on land. It is labor intensive farming where high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigation are used for obtaining higher production. Students, this intensive subsistence farming is different from that primitive subsistence farming, because in primitive subsistence farming a farmer uses only old and their domestic type of tools, but in this intensive subsistence farming, farmer is economically rich and he has high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigation are used for obtaining higher production. Okay, and in this type of agriculture, farmer has a goal that he has to obtain more and more production with the help of high doses of biochemical inputs and other things. Okay, the right of inheritance leading to the division of land among successive generations has rendered landholding size uneconomically. The farmers continue to take maximum output from the limited land in the absence of alternative source of livelihood. So there is enormous pressure on agriculture land. Okay, and number 3, now we have commercial farming. In commercial farming, as you can identify by the name, this is known as commercial farming. Okay, So the purpose of a farmer is specially related to commerce. It means the purpose of a farmer is related to commerce, trade. The main characteristics of this type of farming is the use of higher doses of modern inputs, high yielding variety HYV seeds, chemical chemical fertilizers, insecticides, and pesticides in order to obtain higher productivity. As I have told you now only that the purpose of the farmer is to obtain higher and higher production. That's why in this type of agriculture farmers use HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, everything. Okay. The degree of commercialization of agriculture varies from one region to another. Let's take an example. Rice is a commercial crop in Haryana and Punjab, but in Odisha it is a subsistence crop. Okay, students, it means that a particular crop may have different forms, different type of agriculture in different areas. Okay, because in Haryana and Punjab farmers are growing rice for the commerce purpose, for the purpose of trade. Okay, but in Odisha those farmers are also growing rice, but their purpose is just for survival. Okay, now plantation is also a type of commercial farming. Okay, so what we are discussing number 3, commercial farming. In commercial farming we have one more part, plantation. This is also a type of commercial farming. In this type of farming, a single crop is grown on a large area. Students, pay attention. In this type of farming, only a single crop is grown on a large area. The plantation has an interface of agriculture and industry. Plantations over large tracts of lands. Okay, just attend the features of this type of farming. Farmers use their large tracts of land using capital intensive inputs. With the help of migrant laborers, all the produce is used as raw material in respective industries. Okay, students. In India, just read the name of these crops: tea, coffee, rubber, sugarcane, banana, etc. are important plantation crops. These are important plantation crops. Tea in Assam and North Bengal, coffee in Karnataka are some of the important plantation crops grown in these states. Okay, students. So this was the explanation about commercial plantation. Plantation is also a type of commercial farming. So now we have discussed 3 types of farming: primitive subsistence farming, number 2 intensive subsistence farming, and number 3 commercial farming. Okay, students, now we will discuss cropping pattern. It means what is the cropping style in our India. So students, in India we have 3 cropping seasons. Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. Rabi crops are sown in winter from October to December and harvested. Harvested means cut down, and cut down in summer from April to June. These are Rabi crops. Okay, Rabi crops are wheat, barley, peas, gram and mustard. These are. Okay, students, and these crops are grown in large parts of India, states from the north and northwestern parts such as Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh. Okay, all these states. Now, number 2, Kharif crops. Kharif crops are grown with the onset of monsoon. Onset means coming of monsoon in different parts of the country, and these are harvested in September, October. Okay, students, Kharif crops are harvested in September, October. Okay, these are and important crops grown during this season are paddy, maize, jowar, bajra, tur, arhar, moong. These are the names of pulses: urad, cotton, jute, groundnut and soyabean. Some of the most important rice growing regions are Assam, West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Maharashtra. Particularly the Konkan coast along with Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So students, you can identify that Rabi crops are sown in winter season. Okay, students, and cutting in summer season, but these Kharif crops are grown with the onset of monsoon, okay, in different parts of the country, and harvested in September and October. Okay, students. Now, in between the Rabi and the Kharif season, there is a short season during the summer months known as the Zaid season. Some of the crops produced during Zaid are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables, and further crops. Sugarcane takes almost a year to grow. Okay. Now we will discuss about major crops. A variety of food and non-food crops are grown in different parts of the country depending upon the variations in soil, climate and cultivation practices. Major crops grown in India are rice, wheat, millets, pulses, tea, coffee, sugarcane, oilseeds, cotton, jute, etc. So now we will read about rice. It is the staple food crop of a majority of the people in India, and our country is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. It is the Kharif crop, and this requires high temperature nearby 25 degrees Celsius and high humidity with annual rainfall nearby 100 centimeter. In the areas of less rainfall, it grows with the help of irrigation. Okay, student, this map is related to the production of rice. Okay, when we were doing this chapter, at that time we did it. Okay, let's revise it. Production of rice. Okay, so major areas, dark shading is equal to major areas and light shading is equal to minor areas. So all these states, okay, and these are light shading areas, it means minor production of rice. So just to learn the data carefully and prepare this map. Okay, students, just see now wheat. This is the second most important crop. It is the main food crop, as we all know. Daily we would like to use the chapatis made by wheat. In north and northwestern part of the country, this Rabi crop requires a cool growing season and a bright sunshine. Okay, and it requires 50 to 75 centimeter of annual rainfall, evenly distributed over the growing seasons. Okay, now see, there are two important wheat growing zones in the country. Number one, the Ganga Satluj plains in the northwest, okay, and black soil region of the Deccan Plateau. The major wheat producing states are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Rajasthan. Just attend the production of wheat. This map relates to production of wheat in India. Okay, major area we have, and number two, minor area we have. So you can easily identify with this map. Okay, so prepare this map also. At that time we also did this one. Now millets. Jowar, bajra and ragi are the important millets grown in India. Okay, these are known as chorus grains. They have very high nutritional value. For example, ragi is very rich in iron, calcium, other micronutrients, and jowar is the third most important food crop. Okay, and major jowar producing states are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, bajra grows well on sandy soils and shallow black soil. Major bajra producing states are Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Haryana. Okay, students. Okay, maize. It is a crop which is used both as food and fodder. It is a kharif crop and it requires 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius temperature. Okay, major maize producing states are Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Just prepare this map also. Pulses. India is the largest producer as well as the consumer of pulses in world. These are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet. Major pulses that are grown in India are arhar, urad, moong, masoor, peas and gram. Okay, students, and major pulse producing states in India are Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka. So students, in this video this much is enough for you. In my next video we will discuss the remaining topic. So student, just prepare this chapter number this chapter number 4 for your September examinations in a very good manner and prepare all the maps that we have discussed. Okay, thank you students. Have a good day.